Hello, guys, and welcome back to Dark and Haunting Tales. In today's video, we dive deep into the chilling world of scary clown encounters, from sleepless nights to heart-pounding frights. These spine-tingling tales will leave you on the edge of your seat. Are you ready to be terrified? Then let's begin. I'll tell you about a night when my friends and I had a horrifying encounter with a group of scary clowns. It was supposed to be a fun evening, just the five of us hanging out at the park, sharing stories and laughter. Little did we know that our laughter would soon turn into screams. We had gathered at the park, our flashlights in hand, ready for a night of adventure. It was a moonless night, and the darkness seemed to swallow everything around us. As we walked along the dimly lit path, the chill in the air sent shivers down our spines. I was with Christine, Paul, Alex, and Margaret. We were joking and teasing one another, completely unaware of the terrors that awaited us. As we reached a clearing in the park, we spotted something strange in the distance. A group of figures dressed as clowns. At first, we thought it was just a prank, people trying to scare us.
Hey, look at those clowns.
Alex, chuckling nervously. But the clowns were different. Their faces were painted with grotesque, twisted smiles, and their eyes seemed to gleam with an unsettling malevolence. As we approached, they formed a circle around us, their laughter high-pitched and eerie.
What do you want?
Margaret demanded, her voice trembling. The clowns didn't answer. They just continued to laugh, their laughter growing louder and more manic with each passing second. Panic seized us as we realized that these were not ordinary clowns. They were something far more sinister. Suddenly, one of the clowns lunged at us, a wicked grin on their face. We screamed and scattered in all directions, our flashlights cutting through the darkness as we tried to escape. But the clowns were fast, and they pursued us relentlessly, their laughter echoing through the night. We regrouped behind the thick cluster of trees, our breath ragged and hearts pounding.
What are we going to do?
Paul whispered, his face pale. Christine's voice quivered as she replied,
We need to find a way out of here. Those clowns are insane.
We decided to make a break for it, sprinting through the darkness and hoping to reach the safety of the park's entrance. But the clowns were relentless, and they kept pace with us, their eerie laughter driving us to the brink of madness. As we neared the park's entrance, we spotted a security guard making his rounds. Desperation overcame us, and we ran towards him, screaming for help. The security guard quickly radioed for backup, and the clowns were apprehended. As the police arrived to arrest the clowns, we breathed a collective sigh of relief. We had survived the terrifying encounter, but the memory of those sinister clowns would forever haunt our nightmares. That night, we learned that darkness could bring out the most nightmarish horrors, and that even the simplest of outings could turn into a fight for survival. As we left the park that night, we couldn't help but wonder what other terrors lurked in the shadows of the world. My name is Diana. This encounter happened to me back when I was 23 years old, while living in New York City. I had been out running errands earlier that day, just like any other day. The sun was beginning to set, casting long shadows down the narrow alleyways. I never expected what was about to happen. As I walked briskly through the dimly lit alley, the sounds of the city seemed to fade into the background. It was an eerie feeling, like the world had suddenly become a different place. That's when I saw him, or it, a sinister figure lurking in the shadows. The figure wore a tattered, oversized clown costume, and his face was obscured by grotesque makeup. His lips were stretched into an unnaturally wide grin, revealing rows of sharp, yellow teeth. But what sent a shiver down my spine were his eyes, bloodshot and filled with a malevolence that chilled me to the bone. I froze in my tracks, unable to tear my gaze away from those horrifying eyes. The air around me seemed to grow colder, and the distant sounds of the city disappeared entirely. It was just me and that grinning clown in the desolate alley. Before I could react, the clown took a slow, deliberate step towards me. Panic surged through my veins, and I knew I had to get away from this nightmarish figure. Without thinking, I turned and sprinted down the alley, my heart pounding like a drum. I could feel the stench of fear trailing closely behind, like a relentless predator. The sinister laughter of the clown echoed through the alley, growing louder and more disturbing with each passing moment. My breath came in ragged gasps as I sprinted through the maze-like streets, desperate to escape the relentless pursuit of the bloodshot-eyed clown. I could hear his heavy footsteps behind me, getting closer and closer. I didn't know where I was running to. I just needed to get as far away from that nightmare as possible. The world around me seemed to blur, and the city streets became a haunting labyrinth of darkness. Finally, I stumbled upon a crowded street, filled with people going about their evening. I rushed into the midst of the crowd, gasping for breath. That's when one of the people in the crowd looked at the condition I was in and asked, "What's wrong with me?" He was an off-duty police officer. I told him everything that happened to me. But when I turned to point the officer in the direction of that clown, the alley was empty, and the sinister clown was nowhere to be seen. Then the officer called it in and offered to take me home, which I was grateful for, since I couldn't feel my legs any longer from that chase I had encountered earlier. I had narrowly escaped the clutches of that terrifying figure, but the memory of his bloodshot eyes and that malevolent grin haunted my nightmares for weeks to come. It was a chilling encounter that reminded me that sometimes the darkest nightmares can lurk in the most unexpected places, and the line between reality and horror can blur in an instant. This harrowing journey of me and my friends, back when we were teenagers, hungry for adventure, led us into this terrifying encounter where we found ourselves face to face with an evil carnival clown. It all began one gloomy afternoon during summer break. My friends Rachel, Anthony, Ryan, Madison, and me, Kyle, were looking for some adventure to break the monotony. That's when we discovered the legends surrounding an abandoned circus at the edge of town. The stories whispered about an ancient curse that had plagued the circus for decades. We couldn't resist the allure of the unknown, so we decided to explore the abandoned circus. The circus grounds had an eerie, desolate feel, as if the very earth itself was tainted by the malevolent spirit that had once thrived there. As we ventured deeper into the circus, we stumbled upon an old, tattered poster of a clown with a sinister grin. It sent a chill down our spines, but we pressed on, determined to uncover the truth. That's when we heard it, the faint, haunting laughter of a clown. It was as if the very air around us had come alive with malevolent mirth. We exchanged nervous glances, realizing that we were not alone. The laughter grew louder, echoing through the deserted circus grounds. We followed the sinister sound until we found ourselves in the presence of a real-life nightmare. A clown, not just any clown. This one was possessed by the malevolent spirit of the circus curse. The clown's face was painted with grotesque, twisted features, and his eyes gleamed with a darkness that seemed to swallow the very essence of our souls. In a chilling, otherworldly voice, the clown hissed,
"You've entered my domain."
Fear gripped us, but we knew we couldn't turn back. We had to confront this nightmare to stop it from unleashing its malevolence upon our town. With each step, our bravery grew. We had to find a way to break the curse and free the town from the sinister grip of the circus clown. We uncovered ancient symbols and rituals, piecing together the knowledge needed to confront this evil. As night fell, we prepared ourselves for a terrifying showdown. Armed with determination and a plan, we faced the possessed clown. The battle was fierce, and the laughter of the curse echoed in our ears. But we didn't waver. With each incantation, with each act of courage, we chipped away at the malevolent spirit's power. It fought back with all its might, but we were united in our resolve to protect our town. Finally, as the first rays of dawn broke over the horizon, the curse was broken. The clown let out a bone-chilling wail and disintegrated into a puff of dark smoke, vanishing into the morning light. We had triumphed over the nightmare, but the memory of our terrifying encounter would forever be etched in our memories and minds. It was a battle against an ancient evil, a test of our bravery and determination, and a reminder that sometimes the darkest nightmares can be vanquished with courage and unity. Thank you guys for joining us on this spine-chilling journey through 3 terrifying, scary clowns stories. We hope you enjoyed the fright, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on post notification for more disturbing and chilling tales like these. Stay safe out there, and remember, reality can often be scarier than fiction.